Haven't made a car video in a while. I've been pretty busy, so I guess this is the only time I'll get to make a video like this. I said in my last video that I would talk about why deleting Instagram was like the best thing I've done for my own well-being. And I guess I'll talk about that for a little bit. Now, I know that people will say that limiting your social media intake in general is something that you want to do. Like, I know I've taken a big dump on the term mental health, that I'm not sure that mental health is like a real thing, but for the lack of a better term, for your mental health, it's best to limit your social media intake. But it's not social media in general that was causing a problem. It was Instagram specifically. Now, first off, something like Facebook. Facebook does do something for me. I follow local shops on there. I get to see what they have on sale, what they have in stock for the day. I get to, see what's going on with family, family news. Oh, this person's having a baby. This person got engaged. I can see what's going on in my church, events, announcements, things like that. I can follow my community page, see what's going on in my neighborhood. Just last night I saw on there that there was a big fight, 30 person Royal Rumble going on. And so that's interesting to see, stuff like that. Instagram doesn't do any of that. Instagram didn't do any of that for me. All of the people that I know that I would follow on Instagram already post that same stuff on Facebook. So that doesn't add anything to me. Instagram is for pictures. Instagram is for posting pictures. And, as sad as it is, with very little exception, people really don't want to see what you ordered at a restaurant. I'm not following you. If I follow you on Instagram, it's not to see a picture of your dog. I want to see pictures of you. If I follow you, it's because I think you're good looking and I want to see pictures of you. So who I ended up following was like cosplayer girls, and I've got a soft spot for cosplayer girls. The first girlfriend I ever had was a cosplayer girl. So I don't think that means, like, in a Freudian way, that means that I'm not over her and I'm trying to fill that void that she left by looking at cosplayer girls. I think I just have a type. I just think I have a type. Girls that like to play dress up. That's the type. But it was sort of leading me into dissatisfaction. I don't know how to put this, because my black pill video, my Tinder experiment black pill video has one of the higher view counts on my channel, and no one who watched that video really understood what I was saying. What I said was, in a roundabout way as I could possibly say, I did not find any of those girls attractive. None of the girls that matched with me I thought were particularly attractive. But that's not a nice thing to say. And I'm kind of like throwing myself under the bus. I'm gonna look like a douchebag when I say that the cosplayer girls are like such a romanticized version of themselves and all dolled up and dressed up. that when I look at them, I'm kind of like, dang, I'm never gonna get a girl like this. Like, girls like this don't, because I interact with plenty of women from around where I live, probably hundreds a week, and none of them look like any of these cosplayer girls. The girl that I dated did, but there's a bit of dissatisfaction there that, like, I'm longing to have a pretty girl in my life, and looking at those pictures sort of exacerbated that longing. So since I've deleted Instagram, I've not felt lonely or depressed at all. I've not spent a minute depressed that I didn't have a GF ever since I deleted Instagram. Not for a second. And that doesn't mean that all of a sudden I'm asexual and that those desires are gone. That's not the case. But that longing and sadness is gone. It's not there at all. And part of it was sort of the part of why I like that longing was there was because even these girls that I found attractive, I found them to have such low character and morals, such bad judgment. Like, I'd go on my For You page and see this cute girl, and I'd go click on her page, look at some of her pictures, and she'd hop on any social trend, anything new, any new social trend. And I don't know what it is with girls that do this. Back in high school, there was this girl, some of you might remember, I think it was in 2011 or maybe early 2012, they had this social media campaign, Coney 2012. And the premise behind it was Joseph Kony is this warlord who has child soldiers in his army. And so you had to sign this petition and raise awareness for the United States military to go and take out Joseph Kony and stop him from recruiting child soldiers. And I remember this guy who's, he's kind of, nowadays, if he says anything, it's kind of like fence sitting, like he's not actually taking a stand on anything. It's sort of like, well, both sides are stupid. It's like cringe centrism. But in this case, he was a straight shooter, and he said, you do realize that in order to get to Coney, they're going to have to go through his army. His army of child soldiers. You want the United States military to arrest Joseph Kony by mowing down all of his child soldiers to get to him. And this girl who was all into it, she's all like, oh, we're going to get everyone together, and we're going to go post these Coney 2012 flyers in town square. She's like, oh, no, you just don't get it. No, that's not what's going to happen. No, you just don't get it. It's just gullible people falling for these social trends. So you'll go on there and you'll go onto this girl's page, and then she has like cringe feminism quotes about how all they think about is just raping other women, raping women 24/7. That's all men ever think about, is just committing rape, and how much they hate white people, and they're white themselves, talking about how much they hate white people. And so I'm looking at these girls who are, in my opinion, very dumb. They're not exercising good judgment or any level of critical thinking. And this is the impression of women that I'm getting. That this is all that women are, that none of them have any level of critical thinking skills. That they'll jump on any social trend and not bother to do any sort of research into it, not look at any sort of wider context, just believe whatever they see and just hop on it. And of course, there's more other things that they're supporting and promoting that I'm vehemently against. So it sort of led me into a conundrum. I'm like, I want a GF so badly, but all women are like this. Because that's all I could see. That's all I could see from what they were saying and posting. Even this girl who I followed because I thought she was cute, and she was basically she'd even use sort of edgy jargon, she'd say something based. She posted a story on Instagram about, oh, look at these books. You should read these books and watch these movies that are devoid of the male gaze. I'm like, even this girl is all into this hate cult of feminism. I don't want to date someone who hates men. I don't want to date someone who hates white people. And that's all that I was being exposed to. Just people who hate men and just people who hate white people. And so I was sort of despairing. Is this really all there is? But since I'm not exposed to that anymore, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling better. I don't open up my phone and see stuff about how my head should be chopped off with a machete because I'm white, that if I look at a woman that it's literally the same as rape, I'm raping her with my eyes. Because that's the kind of stuff these girls would post. And I'm like, am I ever going to have companionship with someone like-minded? Someone who's not just filled with vitriol and hate? But since I've cut that out of my life, I don't, people who use the word toxic, it's just a word for something you don't like. Normally, the people that use the word toxic aren't high quality people themselves. But the stuff I was being exposed to, I exposed myself to, was in a lot of ways toxic. It was melting my brain in a lot of ways. This propaganda attached to these pretty girls. And I've just cut that out. I've cut it out, and I don't miss it. And I've not been depressed for one day. And it's been 2 months. So that's why I deleted Instagram. Basically, the TLDR. No, I don't want to say that. I was just going to say looking at boobs made me sad, but that's not the case. But yeah, that's been the best thing that I've done. It's better than getting on any of these supplements or trying to control sugar or coffee or anything. The thing that's made me feel the best is not going on Instagram. So, yeah, that's the video. Make sure you come back. I don't usually self-promote in these videos, but we're playing video games Wednesday. We have our Storytime Saturday podcast on Saturday. Check those out. And have a good day. Make sure you delete Instagram and don't let your mind be melted.